mean, I don't tend to go there.
Here it's being recorded again now, but this time with sound.
Fantastic.
So we're starting over. I'm going to pull up this time to see if I can actually see if you guys can hear us and if everything's all right, as I forgot to do that the last time. So we're doing take two. Take two. That's what happens when we don't have a cameraman behind the camera.
Well,
It happens. Hang on, guys. I'm checking just to see if I can find us ourselves. Very good.
It's never really-
See if you guys can hear us and if everything's all right. Turn down the sound. I always do that. Okay.
It's how long the delay is. Okay.
So, don't talk about the delay. Okay, so we're back again. I don't remember what we said in the first round, but we didn't realize there was no sound until somebody popped their head in the door. Which reminds me, actually, can you go close that door, Mark?
Yeah,
real quick? They popped their head in the door and said, "Father, there's no sound. We can't hear a word you're saying." So we got 10 minutes in, and we're going to restart. But that's okay. I hope.
More time with Father.
We're talking with Father and the seminarians, which we're going to introduce right off the bat.
All
right? What were those? What was that?
Jazz hands.
Jazz.
He's a musician. He does things.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Oh, we do have to show that we have donuts though again.
All right.
So hold on, we did this the last time too. So donuts are
That's
right
probably
there.
Pretty high. Yeah.
Apple fritters and chocolate covered, custard filled
Thing.
goodness. How is that donut, by the way?
I'm enjoying it.
That's good. Looks delicious. I haven't taken a bite of my apple fritter because talking on camera with a mouthful of food probably isn't a very good idea.
No.
Okay, so we're going to introduce the first session we had with Coffee and Donuts was with John, our seminarian, who was saying goodbye to him, sadly, and we miss you, John, if you're watching this. John the seminarian, as he was famously known. And then the last couple of sessions was with Mary, our choir director, and now we're here with our two new seminarians. So it's a chance for us to introduce them, but also to hear about some things that are coming up. So hopefully you'll be able to pay attention to this and watch through the whole video because there's some really informative things about the life of the parish also. So we're going to start again with you. Actually, no, let's start this time with Joseph. I'm going to throw a curveball at them.
Hello, everyone. I'm Joseph Tapia Beeman, seminarian for this archdiocese. I just completed my 4th year of seminary, just having also graduated college seminary as well over at Bishop White Seminary in Spokane and Gonzaga University at the same time. And this coming school year, I'll be moving over to Mundelein to begin my studies of theology.
If he survives the summer. I've seen him and Mark together, and it's kind of scary sometimes. I think they're going to kill each other. I'm just kidding. I don't know where that came from, but it was just a thought that popped into my head. It's not true at all. Okay, very good. So thank you. So he's going to Mundelein next year. That's where ultimately I went also after being at Mount Angel. When I was at Mount Angel, though, we called Mundelein Fundaline, right? So there was lots of fun things that people did, and that's all they do is play games at Mundelein. That's not true either. But anyways, okay. So very good, Mark.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
Oh, I'm Mark Jenkins,
Oh,
and
there you go.
I'm also a seminarian for Seattle, and I go to Mount Angel Seminary down in Oregon. I'm doing theology studies, so I've got about 3 or 4 more years until I'm ordained a priest. I think that's pretty much it.
Okay, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Good. And he was just talking about how he's going on retreat. In the last video session, when you couldn't hear us, he was talking about how he's going to go on a 3-week silent retreat when he begins. So that's very good also. Okay. So the guys are going to be doing a number of things while they're here this summer. So they'll be here until the end of July. I don't know if I said that in this video session. I know I said it in the last one. They'll be here until towards the end of July. And one of the big responsibilities actually that we're going to have them be doing is to be helping with the SOS program. So just to give people kind of a description, SOS Serving Our Savior, if you didn't know that already, it's where we feed people, right? So we take food out to a couple of different places where they are in need of food, and on Thursdays, and then we give a meal here as well. So there have been fewer people that have been coming, obviously, during this time, but still there are a few people that come to get a meal also during this time. So what usually happens is in the morning on Thursday morning, we have a team of people who put together the meal. They cook all the food, prepare it, they have a good time, then they sit down and actually eat some food also at about lunchtime, and then they're kind of go off. And then people take the food out, and then another few people will come in the evening and serve the food also. But a lot of the people who are doing that program before are in that vulnerable group, right, to the virus. And so many of them didn't feel comfortable doing it. So we need help. That's ultimately what I'm saying. And that's where these guys come in. They're going to help coordinate the help in terms of reaching out to you when you call into us and bringing things together for us. So if you're wanting to help with SOS and you're not in that vulnerable group, then we'd love some help. We're going to need it. So we were having the Bothell Senior Center make the meals before. Larry Kamada had worked that out with them, but they're starting to charge us per meal, and we just can't afford to do that with the SOS program. And so we're asking people to come in so that we can begin preparing it again here. So I think, and I was going to make a phone call about this yesterday and didn't get a chance to, but I think we might even be able, if some moms might want to help, for example, and we might be able to, like for one of the families or something, have a little bit of some daycare. We have to work the details of that out and see if we can with the regulations that we have and all of that, but we'll try to figure that out for the SOS program in particular. Okay, so if you're willing to help out with that, you can call into the parish office. Do you guys have your email addresses set up yet?
Not that we know of.
Okay. So we're going to get those set up this week, and then you can email them also. But for right now, just call the parish office and leave a message with the receptionist, with either Christy or Diane, letting them know that you're willing to help out with the SOS program. Or you can touch base with me also. Okay. Or these guys, talk to these guys if you see them and they say, tell them, hey, I want to help out with the SOS. Great. They'll write down your name, write down your contact information, and off we go. Okay, what else do I have on my list? I have my little list right here of things that we need to cover. We already did the introductions, so yeah, you guys are introduced.
Nice.
One thing that someone asked me to remind, in particular with the Hispanic community, is that we need to stay separated during Mass, right? If we're not of the same household, it's important that we stay separated, keeping that social distance. Necesitamos quedarnos separados durante la misa especialmente. Tenemos que tener esa distancia social para cuidar a la gente, a cada uno, ¿verdad? Si no vienen de la misma casa, de la misma familia, entonces necesitamos quedarnos separados durante la misa. So that's one thing that was important to say, that someone brought up to my attention, and I thought, yeah, that might be true. So I think everybody's done a really good job of that as a whole, but it's a good reminder in general also. Also, when you're signing up, where do you sign up at? You guys know how to sign up for Mass? Yeah.
Oh, I forgot the website name.
You forgot the
Calendly.
website. Very good, calendly.com. So the link to that is on our Facebook page, which Christy corrected in my previous post this morning. I sent you a link that would have taken you to the administration page of that, but you just need the link so that you can sign up your name and email address. That is for the whole family. So you need to do every person individually for the family also. So I noticed there are a couple of people who had signed up just a name of a parent, for example, but even if you just put like your child's first name and then your same email address, you don't have to come up with a different email address. That'll be just fine. Okay, so just to give you a heads up on that. And we still have spots, right? I checked a while ago. I think the 10 a.m. and 10 a.m. Mass is full. I think the Spanish Mass is almost full. The 8 a.m. Mass is approaching full. There's still a number of spots for tonight's Mass. So if you're wanting to attend Mass this weekend, you can still sign up to do that tonight. I'm going to check in a little bit for questions on here also, if you have questions for the guys or for myself. So if you want to start thinking about those questions, writing those down, I'll get to that in just a minute. And then the other thing that I wanted to say is that I'm super proud of the whole parish, just the way that we've come through this time. But I was thinking of that in particular about the rosary. So Tom Gray helped to put together that rosary where we had somebody praying the rosary every 10 minutes, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the month of May, which was incredible. And I know a number of people have even continued to do that at that same time. I did not, because my time was at 2:20 in the morning, and I don't want to get up at 2:20 in the morning anymore. So I'm not doing it at the same time. I'm still doing my rosary, but I'm not doing it at 2:20 in the morning because that was brutal. So thank you to all of you who signed up to do that. I can't remember. I don't know. Tom would know better than I would how many people we had sign up, but it was like, I think it was close to 200 people signed up. So praying the rosary, that was great. Okay, I'm starting to scan for questions. It just says welcome to you guys.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. Somebody said, wow, 3 weeks of silence. I don't know what that means. Priscilla, what does that mean? 3 weeks of... Oh, for your silent retreat.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to that?
It's yes and no.
Yes and no?
I mean, after a week, I was kind of bursting at the seams to just say hello to people. But I hear that once you settle in, then it really becomes something special. So it's just going to take a while for me to get to that point. I hope not the entire 3 weeks.
The first week is, I think, probably the toughest. You definitely want to say something to people the first week, and then you just kind of get used to. I mean, I don't know that you don't want to still say hello to people or talk to people, but you just get a little more used to it.
Yeah.
And you don't want to. Then you're thinking, oh, I don't want to disrupt somebody else's silence, also, which is probably one of the keys. You know, it's not just about you being in silence, but it's also about making sure that those other people are in silence so they can hear the Lord speaking, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. An important time in discernment, really, right? In terms of that vocation to the priesthood, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. What are you looking forward to most about this coming school year? Getting it done.
It's not school's not my favorite thing in the world, but I guess it's always been nice. I started seminary when I came right out of high school. So we start seminary by studying philosophy, and I have a bachelor's degree in it now, but that doesn't mean that it's not a passion of mine.
Sure.
So now that I'm actually studying theology, I'm a lot more excited to actually learn about my faith and all of the details of it. I mean, there's 2,000 years of history to learn about, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Philosophy is fun in a lot of ways, but not fun in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. I literally remember when I was at Mount Angel in pre-theology. I had my bachelor's degree before I went into the seminary. Mm-hmm. So I studied for 2 years of pre-theology at Mount Angel. And I remember I literally felt like my brain was going, just stretching, right? I don't know how that sounded on camera. I have no idea. But I felt it just stretching. But it was good just in terms of being able to think through things, which is important. And that's why we have guys study philosophy first, to be able to think reasonably through things is important, especially in our faith, because our faith is about, even as John Paul II's encyclical, faith and reason, right? Fides et ratio. Very good. What about you? What are you looking forward to in the coming year?
Well, and similar to Mark, finally beginning my theological studies. I have that philosophical underpinning now. Now I'm finally ready to begin building upon that and learning more about the faith, more about God, and using what I've recently learned through philosophy and actually applying that to theology. A lot of my experience in college seminary, just learning philosophy, is just intaking a lot of things and just having this background knowledge. But now that I'm moving on to theology, I can actually take that knowledge and start applying it to other things. Oh, this is where we get that belief. Oh, this is how this belief comes from, this other belief or train of thought from thousands of years ago. So that realization of, well, just making the connections, I'll say,
Sure.
is what I'm looking forward to.
And theology is all connected. In fact, we would talk about in the seminary, if one part of your theology is off, the whole theology is off. That's why reason is the same way, right? So philosophy is the same way. One part is off, then it throws everything out of whack, which is some of the problems with the more modern philosophy also, for that matter. I think, therefore I am, or I'm trapped in my head, or whatever it is. We're not real. I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff that's out there. And so it's important to have that thread that's going all the way throughout. And that's why the teachings of the church are so coherent. And it can be complicated for people to follow that. Speaking of complicated, we have the Feast of the Holy Trinity this weekend, which actually infinitely simple. God is infinitely simple, and yet more complicated than our minds can grasp. That's a whole. Yeah. We'll get into that a little bit, very little bit, with the homily this weekend. Where did the seminarians grow up, and what are their home parishes? So where did you grow up?
I grew up. So I was born in California. Then I moved to Texas for a few years, and I've spent most of my life in Orting, Washington. So like a really small town.
Yeah.
It's not.
So Orting, is that Buckley? No. Is that right?
It's close to Sumner.
Sumner, Buckley, all of that. And
yeah. It's got a great view of the mountain, and I hear that it's growing, which may or may not be a good thing.
You don't know? You never go there anymore?
I don't pay that much attention. It's getting a lot more developments around the area, but
sure.
But it still feels like a small town to me, and I don't know. I'm not there much anymore. So
where does your family live now then?
In there.
Okay.
Some
in the area.
Brothers and sisters have moved out into different areas, but yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. And what's the parish?
Home parish, yes. St. Andrew in Sumner. So
very good.
Yeah.
And I'm originally from Kent, Washington, very close by. I grew up there and lived there all my life, overlooking the Kent Valley on the East Hill. And my home parish, it used to be St. Anthony's in Renton. I went there for grade school too, but about 10 years ago, my family and I transferred to St. Stephen the Martyr, also in Renton, where I currently am a parishioner.
Very good. I was at St. Anthony's in Renton as a seminarian. How many years ago now? At least 12, probably 13 years ago. I did my pastoral year at St. Anthony's in Renton.
Sounds like an experience.
It was. Yeah, it's a good experience. Father Gary Zinder was there at the time.
Yeah, you would have been there if I was in first grade or something. Go figure.
Did you hear that? I think you just called me old. Okay, very good. Just for that, we do need to make sure that none of the tents get stolen outside where we have the outdoor mass. So this week you get duty sleeping outside. I'm just kidding. It's not true. I think I've threatened that more than once, haven't I?
I think it's mostly been to me,
yeah.
But
Joseph gets a little dose this time. What hobbies and foods do our seminarians enjoy?
Oh man, I'm a big fan of adobo.
Adobo?
Adobo, it's Filipino, and
okay.
It's you can. The most common experience I've had is pork adobo or chicken adobo or something like that. But man, that's my favorite food. I also like other Filipino things like lumpia and all that, but like.
Which we just had some lupia, right?
Yes.
That your mom made
Yes.
for us. Yeah.
Yes.
And then what was the other part of that question? Hobbies?
Hobbies.
Hobbies was it? Yeah. So I'm more of a indoor person. So I'm a big fan of books and movies, and I'm not really well read. So if you were to recommend me a book or ask if I've already read a book, I'd probably say no. Well, no. If you asked me if I'd already read a book, I'd probably say no. If you recommend me a book, I'll put it on my list of things to read, which is very long at this point. But
And how old are you?
23.
So he's got a long time, right? To read a lot of books.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, movies, and I've gotten a little bit into hiking, but that one I think I need to get a little bit more physically fit to really get into. So
Very good. You do some hiking also, right? You
A
talked
little
about
bit
that.
here and there.
You
Yeah.
said 2 or 3 trips a year, I think, if I remember right.
Yeah, roughly. That'd be nice. Haven't been able to take a hike, gosh, probably for about 6 months, but no, 4 months.
Okay. All right. So, what other hobbies do you have?
So I'm very much a musician. When I have a large chunk of free time, like most of the day, I sometimes can get on my computer and use my music software and put together some ideas I have running about in my mind, making a few compositions here and there, although I don't usually get around to perfecting them a whole lot. But what I usually do, music-wise, is play the organ. I'm an organist. Started taking lessons almost 4 years ago, shortly after I began college seminary and attending Gonzaga. I've already snuck on your church organ here a few times this week.
Yeah, in fact, you threw me off yesterday because the alarm went off.
Okay, I was
And I
wondering
was
about
like,
that.
I couldn't tell who it was at first. I couldn't tell it was you, and then I was like, "Who is there in the church?" So I was, scrambling, trying to find ways to scare the person who was in the church away. But then I realized it was you.
Yeah.
Anyway, very good. So, I was going to make a comment about the compositions, but I can't remember what it was now. Bobby Buendia says, welcome seminarians. Do you get Knights of Columbus support, and are you Knights?
Yes, we do get a lot of support.
Yes, we do.
It's very generous, actually. So thank you for that if you're a Knight, and thank you to all the Knights out there.
I'm actually wearing my Knights of Columbus thing that the guys here at our Knights, the Knights Council here at the parish, got for me. It even reminds me of what my name is right here.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and then, you're both Knights or no?
I am not.
You're not.
I'm not either because, well, I submitted my application to my home parish maybe 2 years ago, but our schedules never seem to line up between the council schedules and my schedule where they can do a induction ceremony, I think it's called. Or...
I'm envisioning in about 3 minutes, you're going to have at least 4 Knights come through that door with sign-up sheets. Maybe sooner if Bill Nash is watching. I don't know. Very good. Okay. We already have people talking about bringing lupia and different things. So Christina asks, Father said your mom made lumpia. Is your mom Filipina?
Yes, my mom is a Filipina. She grew up in the Philippines, stayed there through her late 20s about before she moved here to the U.S. and she's from the island of Cebu.
Cool. Look at that. Cebu, when you said that like that, it reminds me of what's that Star Wars with what's that character? The one character who.
Not thinking of anything that you're thinking of.
I don't know.
What?
All I can think of is Chewie.
The guy with the big ears, right? That talks kind of funny and he's like does all kinds of stuff. What's his name?
He's in the episode 1, right? That doesn't sound anything like Cebu though.
No, Cebu. I don't remember.
Oh wait. Jar Jar? Are you talking
Jar Jar
about
Binks. Jar Jar Binks. There's something there may be like the city. I don't know.
Cebu?
What?
Maybe I'm
Okay.
thinking of a Sea-Doo out on the. I need to be out on the water apparently. And then Pau quiere saber si alguno de ustedes habla español. So she wants to know if either of you speak Spanish. I know that Joseph does, right? At least a little bit.
Hablo el español más o menos. Estudiaba para 4 años en mi colegio y acabo de terminar una otra clase en mi universidad el semestre pasado. Un razón por que estoy aquí a esta parroquia es porque de la comunidad español y porque necesito practicar más.
Okay, very good.
Mhm.
Entonces, escucharon que él quiere practicar con ustedes. Huh? So he was just saying that he's here in this parish in particular because he wants to practice his Spanish as well. So a good opportunity for you guys to help him with the Spanish. Good. And Mark, I think I heard them saying bad words earlier.
No.
No,
Just kidding.
No.
Just kidding.
True.
I'm just kidding. So I think Mark knows a bit, but not very much, right?
I don't remember very much. I studied in Puebla for about 9 weeks, but that was 2 years ago, and I had very little opportunity to talk to anybody who actually spoke Spanish. So I got to the point where we were about to learn the subjunctive, which is incredibly important, I hear.
Yeah.
And I had to leave 1 week into that, so I don't know very much.
All right. Well, you'll have plenty of opportunity if the Lord desires it, right? So, very good. I'm looking to see if there are other questions here. Oh, somebody said they've been to Cebu. And they said we won't have to worry about Bill Nash coming in and signing you up because he's going somewhere. Oh, Eileen, thank you very much. Jar Jar is from Nabu, which does kind of sound like
okay.
Cebu.
Okay.
Got it.
Thank you
Okay.
very much. I feel like I've
Whoa.
been redeemed a little bit. A little bit. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's see.
Man.
Do you have actually, Donna asks, do you actually have beverages in the cups this time?
What?
Were you faking it?
Yeah, we
last
did.
stream?
No, in the first, I think that was the first session, or maybe it was the second session. I think it was the first session with John. I wanted to be like NCIS, because in NCIS, if you guys ever seen NCIS,
No,
Not
but
really.
probably too old.
Heard of it.
So NCIS is a TV series with Gibbs, and they always drink coffee, or they always look like they're drinking coffee, but their cups are empty. This time they're not empty. Actually, the only time they were empty was the first time that we did this.
that sounds like it'd make me thirsty.
Yeah.
Baking the drink would be.
Baking the drink. So I actually need to get going because I'm supposed to be doing exposition of the Blessed Sacrament right now out of the church. Actually, I think I was supposed to do that 10 minutes ago. Time gets away from me sometimes, which is why I'm always late to things.
I thought
Someone did also, I know that there were lots of questions that were there for the seminarians as well. There was a question that wasn't related to the seminarians that I wanted to get back to. I'm trying to remember what the question asked. How can we reach out better to people of color? That's what the question is. And obviously an important question to be asking right now in particular, and we've had so many things going on. I think the first thing is to keep George in our prayers too, right? For the repose of his soul, for his family and friends, George who was killed, right? And but I also, I think it's important, the first rule is for us as Christians is to love one another, right? So to love God with all of our heart, mind, soul, and strength, and then to love our neighbor as ourselves. There's nothing that says I should love a person of this color and not a person of that color. There's nothing that says I should love a person of this country and not of that country. There's nothing like that. Love your neighbor as yourself. That's what we're called to do, is to love one another. And to make sure that any of the injustices that are there in our world, it's an imperfect world, any of the injustices that are there in our world, that we're fighting against them, right? But also at the same time, it's important. I know that we have a number of police officers from the parish here. I have a few friends who are also police officers as well. And so I think it's important for us to support them, to realize that, yes, there are some bad apples that are out there, as there are in any profession, right? That doesn't mean that police officers are bad either. So I think, in fact, they're usually the ones that are seeking to protect us. And so I think both of those things, it's important to hold that in tension as we go through all that we're going through. But are there injustices that exist out there? Obviously there are. Are there acts of racism that happen? Yes, all the time, unfortunately. And we need to do our part in loving our neighbor and setting that example. And I think, even with the protests that are going on, there's nothing wrong with protesting, and in fact, it's important to do it at times, right? So in the church, we have a long history of doing those kinds of things when we see injustices that are happening. So to get plugged in to protests and making sure that people are heard, people's voices are heard, absolutely important. Violence, though, is never the answer. Pope Francis said that also just recently. But two wrongs never make a right, and we can never do an evil, we can never commit an evil in order to bring out good. So the light just went out on us. Okay.
Is it motion?
Yeah, it is motion. So if we stand up and walk around, or hit the button. There you go.
Ta-da!
We're back.
I've been here too long.
I think that that probably means that I should stop where I am. Okay. So we'll see you guys next time. I think we're going to start doing the coffee and donut sessions on Saturdays at 11:30. We started late today because, well, actually we started on time today, but we shot a video without sound for the first 10 minutes and had to start over again. So thanks for your patience with us. And I hope you guys have a good rest of the day and a blessed weekend. Hopefully we'll see a number of you at Mass this weekend. It's a beautiful thing to see your faces and to hear your voices at Mass. It's been a great gift to me, and personally, it's been a gift to see all of you, to be a part of that family again together, united together, even though socially distanced, right? So God bless you guys, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, take care. Look forward to meeting a bunch of you.
I don't actually think that scars are versatile. They feel like they just like
How are
specified.
we going back to this?
Scars?
It's more of like a specified use, and there's like two specified uses, but they fill a gap that I feel like most clothes don't. I just wanted to clarify.
And it has been clarified even on camera.
Well, as long as the beginning was on camera.